live one more time. We can shove one more reading into this day. This one better be a good one. The last ones have been pretty harsh. I am the High Priestess Phoenix, spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, evangelist, North American civil, messenger of God, child of God, the LILITH reincarnated. I was getting downloads as I was speaking. It was, where does all this come from, all these videos and shit? Why do you talk so much? How can you make so many videos? It's an explosion of an energy, an experience. I explode from my experiences. And it needs to be, or witness, it's a witnessing thing. You bear witness to God's works. Sort of. Yeah, pretty much. So like, it's like, man, you are just always full of shit. The universe fills me up with shit, and that's why I'm always trying to run from shit and just be alone and not deal with no shit. It's like, they tell me I have to talk, and I have all this information, and they plow it through me. And it's like, you know, system overload. And then, you know, that's just my spiritual freaking standing and what I do pretty much all the time. But what got me there was the fucking shadow work that you saw me go through earlier. They connect to somewhere else? They could be CJ's, not mine. Let me see. Hold on a second. She's using the headphones. Yeah, they're CJ's, not mine. So basically, I'm just constantly taking in information and putting out information all day, every day. Sometimes I can take it in and no. Maybe you have to hold the button down or something. I'm not sure. So, after I flushed all that awful freaking information, now we have new information to take in. What? Well, we have a 10-day forecast that's going to pop up first thing in the morning. But there's something that needs to be said. We need this last note. Who? Probably myself. Before I go to bed. Which is what? Some kind of guidance system? A good thought? Something to look at? Ooh. I've been doing a lot of shuffling and then finally something happened. It's not funny. And what's on the bottom of the deck? The Empress. In the essence, there's messages from the divine. I'm the messenger of God, and most of the messages are for the collective. But then there's me. And after a really rough ride like that, God needed to talk to me. And actually, I wanted to see, where am I supposed to go from here, God? That was a rough ride. I heard DMX Rough Rider. Love you, D. She wants the D. Oh my God, it's too early for jokes. Well, let's read these out of, you know, instead of intro to tarot, let's get a little deeper than the intro. Where am I in my High Priestess energy? I am the High Priestess. They have to, you know, fuck. They go hand in hand. The chaos is what brought me here. People don't see it that much. I haven't done this kind of deep-ass work for quite some time. And that's because we're on a new wheel of fucking fortune. It's not funny, gosh. You can always tell when the Holy Spirit is just butting in, and I'll be like, it's not funny. Like, I didn't say that, but then I laughed at it because that's my response. I have an immediate response to what's about to come out of my mouth. But it's not. I'll be like, that's not funny. That wasn't. I can't say it wasn't me because it came out of my mouth, but the universe has jokes, is what I'm always saying. That's that oneness. It's like there's me, the soul, inside of this body, connected to the soul of all things, working through the programming of this body and what it goes through on a day-to-day basis. I wake up and I have to be this woman, and I have to do things. And then I come back, and as the High Priestess, the soul, but as they called people like me, a seer, sage, mystic, medium, blah, 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 blah. As the soul, I come back. It's a soul retrieval. I come back and I share with the world my soul's experience in your world and what it's done to me. You're bearing witness to my experience. My documentary is not just a documentary of my awakening. It's a testimony to awakening to your soul, and then the first soul to walk on earth awoken. Many souls will wake up later, but I'm the first one to do it. And only through me can they do it. Why? Because I'm the only one to show them how to do it. There's lots of people that are teaching enlightenment, where you can have a higher perspective, have a high vibration. Love and light, bitch. Yeah. Where you avoid all the darkness. But that's not the way to true salvation. Trials and tribulations is what strengthens your being. And by strengthening your being, you're reinstating your birthrights of who you were, a very strong, free-willed spirit. You know, I'm seeing the owl real hard right there, and my owl feather. Sorry, I got a little distracted there. You're walking in your true essence when you're pushing your limits and you're becoming the becoming, right? And the experiences that I overcome in the mind of this body, the experiences that this body had, were the karma of the other lives that I must endure as I walk through this body. And now, even though I wasn't my spirit wasn't awoken when these things were happening to the body, the memories are there for me to have to endure the karma of it. Now, when you go through these memories, you know what I mean, on the other side of the veil, when you put this heavy as the head that wears the crown. I'm looking at it like in the with the crown. I literally do have a crown just like that's made of obsidian. Really? What? It's the crescent moon and everything, because that's who I am, bitch. Don't make me put my crown on. Anyways, going back to it. We're Holy Spirits, a lot of us are, but nevertheless, we're spirits reincarnated. And we're, you know, having new lives to have new experiences to play out our, you know, our karma from the other lives. We didn't take care of this in other lives, so we said we'd do this in this life. And that's all these trials and tribulations that your life has to offer to you, is what we in the spirit world know as karma. It happened to you for a very good reason. It's not a no good reason. You just don't have the full understanding of it. And without Christ, you will not be able to see your way through this. You have to see it through His eyes. It's a conscious way of thinking. This is how you're going to get out of that thought. What is it? Love, compassion, understanding, and forgiveness. That's Christ's way. To everything. To everything, everything. Forgive. You cannot forgive without understanding. The understanding comes with compassion. Then you can forgive. It's a whole trinity. And so anyways, I'm like all powerful soul until I put on this skin and I have to be just a girl in her feelings. And those feelings are unbelievably crushing to where I feel like I have no powers and I just want to escape this body and everything that makes it live. It's kind of what you saw in the video earlier, and I told you exactly which feelings and memories I was dealing with. Very detailed. Do I always have to deal with those feelings and memories? No, but whenever those ones come up, I have plenty of them. Why? I am the goddess of hell, and I had to live hell on earth. And even though I was asleep when all these things happened to the form I was in, I'm fully awakened now. And so when that shit happens, I have to face that shit. At least I don't, for me, the blessing is I do relive a moment, but it was just, for me, I can get out of it. Whereas there was a time where I actually had to not just live that moment, but go on with my life to where I am now. That girl had to go on living with all these things done to her. Who's that girl? The girl that people see as I through these streets. It's a unity of the mind, the body, and the spirit. I'm the spirit inside of here. I'm just a white light. I live inside of this body. And this body, typically, until I get full control, is controlled by the mind. I am in the middle of this. Okay? That's what it means to be in a... My soul is completely in the middle of this, trying to redirect it and tell it what to do. I have left the context of the mind, the conscious, what everybody else works out of. It's just their mind. And that's how I can sit back and tell you how your mind works and where your thoughts come from, what your feelings feel like, because I am a light inside of this body, watching it feel and think. That's how I can also feel outside of my body. That's how I've learned that's where all those clear senses come from. Right? So imagine, that's funny, gone. There's darkness. I wake up and there's no memories, just bad feelings. I can't see why I feel this way. I have to feel my way out of it. And when I feel my way into it, I see why I feel so bad. So what it is I'm sitting here, the white light, and my body acts up. And I start to see, why am I acting like this? And I follow the body to the brain. All right, big brain, what's in there? What is triggering my body to act weird? And the brain shoves this really horrendous memory of what's setting off my body. And I am panicked in my brain in this experience. I'm in the big brain. Alright? I'm in the big brain. The big brain is now taking over my body, and it's making me look like I'm, it's taking on autopilot like it does. And now I'm in the brain, and I'm looking at this memory. And I'm like, I can see how this hurt me, and I can feel how it feels in my body, and I can't get out of the memory. Now I'm stuck in the, the big brain's memory, and I can't get out of it until I can talk it down and see where it goes and where it came from and how many times this happened and do all this investigative fucking shitty ass work. Then I can get out of that big ass brain and whatever just happened and be back in my body without that thought. Will that thought come back up? Possibly. I always think they're gone. Some of them never come back. Some of them come back, and they come back, and they come back. And that's where they say you revisit stages. I'm like, dude, this is unbelievable. And that's how I knew where I was in the Sheila Nagig book. Oh, I've been in this stage before. Which book shall we pull it out of? Let's pull it out of this book. I could have pulled it out of anywhere. Where was it? Pulling it out of my guts is what it was. And that's why I felt like I was fucking constipated for fucking 4 days. And all that shit, it hides, dude. And that's why I can tell you these feelings, these memories are literally hidden in your body. When I find one, dude, when I touch one, I'm serious. I'm in the big brain, and then it sets off this unbelievable electrical system through my body that shoves it into this reboot, chaos, a virus. Woo, woo, woo. And that's what I try to tell you. Oh, God, the alchemical transmutation of alchemizing a thought or feeling. all I tried to do was change the way I thought and get rid of a feeling. And it sends this whole body into chaos because the thought was programmed in the actual DNA, which is in my body, dude. They describe it in these books, but as the soul awoken, that's what the amazing thing is. I can tell you how it works because I'm watching it. I'm watching energy travel through this body. It's like the fucking I'm so old. This, what is it? Something school bus? No, with Miss Fritz, we're going into the body now, and I'm just trapped in the body. I'm just trapped in it. I listen to what the thoughts say, I listen to what the feelings say. I have to keep them both calm and steady. I'm taking in transmissions from God and everything else that's happening around. I'm still connected to everything that is, but I'm channeling it through this stupid body. Really? Yeah, that's why I have so many weird messages and all these things are so happening at once. It's the explosion of life. Stuck in this body. The body, I'm not a robot. If I had a clean shell, then I'd be able to just go through life, you know what I mean? You know, blemish free. Now I'm really staring at Jesus. Hold on, dude, we're tapping into something deep right now. Jesus was brought back in his own body. Did he have his own memories? Whoa. Yup. He did. He didn't forget. He forgave. And he moved on. Because the same thing with Osiris. He had his memories. He knew who he was when he was resurrected. Nebuchadnezzar knew who he was before he was resurrected. It's not the same. It's not like you brought Lisa back to life. I brought. How did this happen? I'm telling you, through the programming of the mind. I brought the soul of what I was before I took on the brain or the name of Lisa in this body. And I remember all the bodies I've ever worn in every reality, every time I've been born. Every time, I don't see how I die in all of them, but every time I've been reborn. Since the beginning of time, I go back to, I'm reliving the beginning of time with God. But I still have the memories of all the other times. And the memories of the 39 years of what's in this body. And the 39 years of what's in this body is the karma of my first incarnation. So I'm back to my first life with the feelings of all of my life's karma that I have to replay. To get to the end, you end up right at the beginning. Perhaps. Or maybe that's just me as the Lilith and Lucifer, because we didn't do what we were told. If we would have just followed the lifeline, we wouldn't have to just relive this life. Maybe that's our problem. We keep reliving the life. That's it. Jesus Christ. Thanks, Jesus. We keep reliving it because we won't do what we're supposed to do. So we'll keep reliving it until we do it God's way. And then you can break it. And I did it God's way. And all the, minus these things, these karmas, is like, I didn't do that. There was always rebellion where I have to go back and mix. You know, there's a couple things from Medusa. We got some Sarah doing shit we got to fix. Isis was doing some crazy shit. I got some things I need to atone for in those lives. But ultimately, it was Lilith. So, yeah. That's how that all looks. Let's get back to where we currently are. Let's get to the current energy, please. Like, damn, you're so multi-dimensional. Yeah. And so you can see why I was very irritated that Wolfman wanted to even touch on a subject that he knows nothing about. When his current reality is looking sort of sad, Mr. Card Reader. Alright, Mrs. High Priestess, that would be me. That's my favorite card. I usually get a great feeling like in this every time I pull out the High Priestess card. Why? Because it's me, bro. I'm going to read the whole definition of this card. With a large book of arcane knowledge under his arm, the fool ponders what the magician has explained to him about the application of his intellect. Alright, the magician is, once the fool, which is you've learned, you met the magician, which teaches you how to use all the elements to manifest into this world. So that's what he's talking about. After you meet that guy, you meet me. Right? So that's it. With a large book of arcane knowledge under his arm, the fool ponders what magician has explained to him about the application of his intellect. Then, as the moon rises, he comes upon the open-air temple in which a woman sits and silent before two pillars between the hanging of a veil obscuring a dreamlike landscape. And that's what I told you. You called the veil that. It's like a holographic projection that comes from my third eye. How do you see these realities? They say it's a dreamlike, what'd you just say, bitches? Dreamlike landscape. It's your inner, as Pac said, my eyes, what is it? I can see it in my eyes mind. It's your third eye. It's literally a projection that comes out. Some people, and they access it, they call it the dreamland. In states of, you know what I mean, meditation and trance. When my third eye opened, it was open, bro. I could see all realities. But specifically in the beginning was just the first level, which was the spirit world. It's the first initiation. Once you leave your body, you're part of the spirit world. Right? So that's your day. The spirit world is overseen by the archangel. In comparison, as soon as you leave your body, the context of your mind, you're meeting, you know what I mean, spirits and archangels. After that, you're meeting deities. After that, you're meeting, you know what I mean, that's the levels of consciousness, and that all that whole has, you know, tree and hierarchy and shit. All right? He is struck by the contrast with the magician who is concerned with action and in the sunlight, while she seems passive under the moon. His lesson was about conscious will and passing on the written knowledge. But the serene priestess has no scrolls or books, and rather seems to contemplate the mysteries of life itself, the great unknown that is glimpsed through the veil that separates us from the other world. And that's what I tell you. I just sit there and stare into the other worlds. I tried to describe what it means to be in the darkness and see everything. And when I asked them to show me what it really was, they showed me as a star in the universe, and that's why I can see it all so perfectly. Because it's all dark. That's how I tell you. It's just dark. I'm the light. Everything's dark, and I can see everything at once. It's not something behind me. It's everything at once. If you think about it, the star doesn't have a forward or a backwards. It's shining light from all directions. If the light is its vision, then it sees all things. But I'm not the light. I'm not the star. I'm the goddess of the moon. So it made even more sense. I was trying to see, like, where am I when I'm not here? That's where I am. And that's how I tap into aliens and shit. It's not funny. They're like, that's where we come from. Yeah, get off my planet. You guys are trying to kick people off the country. I'm trying to fucking move the planets. I'm trying to fucking crush the universe down here. Puny God. Shut up. It's not funny. Alright, moving on. It is, right? I'm crazy. So you think. I serve Virgin Goddess, she tells him, the hidden power between creation. She is the vast ocean of potential, which is the thread of magic that flows through the universe, holding it all within, past, present, and future, simultaneously. Only in the silent retreatment of the world will the voice of your soul be heard, and only when you listen to it will you discover your spiritual power. Your rational conscious mind is continually analyzing and questioning, weaving its own view of reality, stitched together by beliefs and ideas. That's what happened to me. I had to sit in myself to be, in the here and now. And so my rational conscious mind was just kept analyzing and questioning the situation. And it looked at it and it put together its own reality stitched by my beliefs, and it came out with a really bad fucking conclusion. And that's what it was. Why did it come out like that? Because we saw the whole thing. We saw how my mind came to this conclusion. It's what I do, is I try to figure out where is this coming from. And it all blurts out. And the worst part of where I am right now is it blurts out on a person on the other side. And I am really, not aware of the fact that that shit is pushing people away real bad. And I became aware of it, and I got really scared of it. I never was really scared about what I did because I was doing it, I'm doing it by myself, and, fuck it. But then when somebody's on the other side, the receiving side of this, I'm, really ashamed. I go from being really proud of what I do to really ashamed when there's somebody on the other side watching me. Maybe because I don't know what they see. I can only see what I feel, and I feel like I'm fucking falling apart. I listened to Russ' song for the first time all the time, and that song is really going to be a hit one day, because that's what it feels like when you're working on yourself. It's like, dude, I really hope you don't fucking leave, but I gotta work on this, dude. I am, all fucked up. All kinds of fucked up. I wish this didn't happen, bro. I am embarrassed that I can't even make it 2 days without falling apart. I really thought I was better than this. And all I can say is I'm not always going to be like this. And when I thought about it, it's like, it's going to take a really strong person to stick by my side while I'm working on me. And I said it, and then I remembered he made a song, and I listened to it, and it's like, shit. I'm not convinced, Russell. And that's why I was like, I hate him. He wrote the songs to my journey. It'll mean more when you take the journey, bro, and you really feel those fucking notes. You really feel the pain of fixing you, instead of just fucking, writing about it, but really living it. It's all great to tell stories about. It's not great to go through. Fucking love and lighters. I went through an ego death. Oh yeah? You look really good for one of those. You don't look like you transmuted shit! Fat neck bitch. Get out of here. I can see your 200-pound childhood wounds hanging off your fucking G-string. God. Don't make me get ugly. I like to be ugly. Anyways, going back to it. My fucked up rational mind. But know that your spiritual insight springs from your subconscious, and its quiet voice speaks a different language, communicating in symbols and metaphors. This can only happen when the chatter of thinking mind is still. And that's it, when you've literally thought yourself into chaos, and now you're just sitting there and you can't think no more. Here comes your spirit to try to talk you out of there. And that's me. It's like, alright, I'm stuck in here. We gotta talk our way out of this. The dog helped me earlier. In the middle of it, that dog came through, and that was cool. A fluffy face. I was like, damn, I needed that. I needed, something to get me out of there. The rational conscious mind of the magician is bright like the sun, while my intuitive unconscious mind is like the softer, reflective light of the moon. Only when the sun sets does the moon rise, and when the sun rises, it totally overpowers the light of the moon. And that's really the truth, and I hate that. I'd be like, dude, I'm just waiting for the sun to go down. I'm crawling in my coffin. Meaning, God rules the day. You're masculine, you put on the skin, and you walk through the day. That's why it's like, the lady of the night. It's not funny, quit playing no jokes. But pretty much, it's like that. It's like, dude, it's a totally different vibe at night. Like, you guys want to be a part of this fast-paced, you know, the sun is bright and hot girl summer, and let's catch a flight, and let's do all the wonderful things, and get passports, and let's go play golf, and let's do fucking margarita Mondays, and have tacos, and you guys want to do. That's the masculine in you. That is God's energy, and go on and, you know, do great things, is what he says. Go and do great things, my child. Alright, that's that doing energy that comes with the day. And it's overpowering. You can't even, you're just doing. You're not feeling, you're just doing. But then, when you're done doing and the sun comes down, and you're sitting there all burnt out from everything you did, then you're in your feelings. And then you can see things that you did differently. That's the different sides of you. Your feelings is your feminine. Your action is your masculine. Are you always in action and never acknowledging your feelings? Then you're never going to have superpowers like me. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad. Maybe some of you really want to talk to the dead. I'm not sure. You want to know Christ Almighty. Wonderful. I mean, you really like you think it's funny, my relationship with God. I suppose. The oneness. I'm fine being part of, you know, the universe because I have a part to play. What I don't want to do is play fucking kids games on Earth as his fucking child. This is stupid. And what's that, Lilith? I don't want to do this. This is what it takes to be human. I don't want to be human. When you know what I know, like, this is so fucking weak and stupid, and why would you ever put me in this little capsule? Why would you put the whole universe in such a stupid, weak little capsule and tell it what to do? And people live like this? Yeah, that would be me. I'm Lilith. I can't. And then the universe looks at me like, with such awe, because I'm nothing like he created. Everything he created did what he fucking told it to do. And I just sit there asking him why, and they look at him like, nobody questions God and his authority. Since the fucking day of my creation, why, God, why? I tell you all the time, you made some mistakes, bro. You done made some mistakes. No, then where did I come from? Okay, what about this great tree? Let's talk about some of these mistakes you done made. Forgive us. Why are we're forgiving you. This is what's happening. And then I try to tell you guys, and you don't know that. You will. This all comes down to you forgiving him. Why? Because he did this to you. Oh, God. Yep. I wonder why Lucifer and the whole fallen love me. They watch me take on God and man all the time. The universe sits and watch, and God's just sitting there looking like a helpless-ass God against the goddess. Why did you make her? Why don't you just destroy her? I love her. Why? Because I'm unique. But he made sure that I couldn't create anything more than me. He damned me from that. I was not going to create anything worse than me. That's what he said. Anything you create, 1,000 of your babies will die every day. And then we're watching all these, children die, and it's just like, oh, save the babies. What's wrong with the babies? They're cursed by the sins of their fathers and mothers. If not, why are they dying? Shut up. You're like, damn, that's fucked up. That's God. You wanna forgive him for this? Okay, that's how I'd be feeling in that fucking pothole with his ass. Lisa doesn't, Lisa just feels sorry for her experiences. I'd be like, bitch, get through the experience. We got more to experience in this life. He's gonna keep dragging us through this shit. Get over it. Where's that come from, Pac? Thug life. Alright, let's keep going. Let's see. The card of the High Priestess is a card of mystery that represents a link to the subconscious mind, the inner world of the self that cannot be accessed through the intellect or waking conscious. Yeah, dude, when you're stuck in your mind, you're not in your spirit. The spirit is stuck in the mind with you. You're just stuck in this. That's why I say I am stuck in my thoughts. Where are the thoughts? In the mind. Mind your business. I mean, it's not my business, but it's stuck in my head and I can't get past this. but which are only revealed in dreams and symbols. That's what it is, in dreams and symbols. And that's where you see synchronicities, and that's why I told you they're like pop-ups all the time. I'm seeing like light codes and shit. And that's what it is. Why doesn't any of this work when I'm around this, or when I'm around dudes? Because I have to be in the here and now. I have to be, a girl in front of a guy. And it's weird because the programming of this girl gets in the way, and weird shit comes out of my mouth, and I do weird shit. I'm fucking watching it, and it's just unbelievable that I act like this. And I'm like, that's where it's like, I'm reprogramming my mind. I'm trying not to act. I didn't even act like this. Don't ask where it comes from. It's gonna hurt. In the essence, why do you act like this? Yeah, that's the scariest question to ask around here. It's changing your actions. But in order to change your actions, you have to change the way you think. The way you think is based on fucking memories. And once you do that, once you start messing with your thoughts, you start feeling all kinds of fucked up ways. Welcome to the experience. Oh, God. So what happened was, dude, I wasn't a soul when I did this. You know what I mean? My higher self is guiding me how to get through this. I don't have control of this at all. I'm literally just, I wake up, and I've got all of these personalities going crazy, all these voices in me, yelling at me and pulling me apart. And when they finally quiet, then it's just quiet and memories start coming in, just as I tell you. And my self is teaching me how to get over them from inside. And the more that I clear out, that's what it says, is like after you clear yourself out, then your spirit can become alive again. And I make it sound funny. It's like, no, I was free until you trapped me in this body. My spirit was always in here, guiding me, guiding Lisa, but trapped in a dormant place until it had a place to wake up, or there was a place for it to live. Where did that place become? It awoken in Bobby. What is your spirit made of? Love. God's love is what's pounding inside of us. That's what we're made of. We're an expression of God. God is love. Right? So, here's how it works. The body, Lisa's just going through the mind, the conscious of the mind. And then Bobby comes. And Lisa's fights to open her heart to this person. That's a gateway for the spirit to come in. All I needed was a little bit, a place to live. Lisa had turned off her whole heart, so she had no spirit. Her spirit had been damaged because of what had been done to her, her body and her heart. But when she saw Bobby, she went in and she opened it. And she kept trying to get back to that open heart, which was those feelings that she had for Bobby. And she kept fighting her limitations of why she couldn't love him. She kept trying to turn it off, and I still do now. Not just him, but everyone. I turn off my heart. That's how I made it through life. Opening my heart is what allowed my spirit to come in. But in order to open my heart, I had to go through the hard things that were standing, the heartache. The more heartache I went through, the more my spirit woke up. And that's reclaiming yourself, right? The deeper I went into my heartache, the more my spirit could be free. And that's where they say, in the darkness you find the light. I finally got to a place where I had cleaned out enough where I was free now in here. I still have a bunch of heartache, but now I am free. The heart, I'm moving, and they say it in the spiritual world, you're working from a heart place. And I always said that. My heart, it's a drive in my heart. My heart is speaking. I just know it in my heart. That's what they say is your intuition. It's this language in my heart. Right? Everything comes from my heart. There's my mind with the thoughts, but it's the heart, is what I always tell you. Right? So that's how this thing works with the twin flames, right? My heart opens up to them. And by opening up to them, fighting Lisa's limitations and fears that keep her from opening up her heart, I'm able to reclaim my spirit, and Lisa can walk free. But I still have to work through Lisa, which is all the things that made her close down her heart. So like in a day today, what happened? I tried to open up my heart. I tried to extend my heart to someone, and then I closed it down real hard, and I put all these limitations around it, why I can't open it, because this will never work. And that's where I was trying to explain these patternings of shutting down and running away. So, to become your spirit, you have to work through your heartache, and that's all I really did. I work through the thoughts and I work through the feelings, and the more I do that, the more my spirit becomes free in this body. It took a long time for me, but all the way, every time I started, I became more spiritual, because in essence, the spirit inside of this was always a Holy Spirit, the Priestess, the Goddess of God. So I don't want to say that I make quantum leap, or that you can make such quantum leaps, but I was of the quantum realm to begin with. Right? A Holy Spirit with extremely holy guides. You know what I mean? Masters of this life to help me walk through this life. People that had mastered the right mentalities to make it through this life would help me make it through this life. You know what I mean? Help me reprogram this brain. Help me walk through it. And that's where the Ascending Masters are. And that's where all of them are. They're teaching me how to view this life. And they're teaching me how to teach everyone else how to view it, how to control it, how to master your mind and your emotions and take control and free your spirit, and what to do with your spirit once it's free. Because that's the next hardest part. You're free now. In essence, I can do whatever I want. The only thing that's stopping me is the limitation of my mind that says what's right and wrong. And that's where people come in and they're like, if I had your power, I would manifest all great things. I didn't come here for that. It's not in my spirit. My spirit didn't come for any of that. My spirit came for obedience, just to be the priestess. You're like, geez, that's so lame. I know. He made me a whole ass nun. But in essence, what I was always, it's just doing it through Lilith, it seems impossible. I was nothing more than God's servant as Callie, Morgan, fucking Medusa. I was a priestess before I became that. I was always, Kanyan, I was always a servant of God. Lilith didn't. So now I'm sitting here, you know what I mean? Trying to take all the best versions of me to the one version that didn't want to be that version. Be the best version of me and all, using all of me. Pretty much that's what it is. It's all my fucking, evolved selves are trying to, guide me through this life. With the help of all the Ascending Masters, too, to give, to talk to their, as their representation, too, because I'm just, here and everybody's on hell on earth and I'm the goddess of hell. I have to represent all the people, and that's where all these religions come from, because these are all their gods. These are all their representations of God. But then I always was, too. It's like God and goddess walk hand in hand. Is what it is. A bit much, right? Yeah, there's that spiritual calling on my life, but then there's days like this where, he dresses me up like a human and sends me to work. Tells me to be a fucking Jessica. And I start flipping out in my skin. He tells me to go out and try to fucking date, and I start flipping out in my skin. He tells me to go out and fucking do anything, and I start flipping out in my skin. Is it me, or is it the fucking experiences of this mind? They go hand in hand. If you notice, I could blame it on Lisa and her stupid mind, or I could just blame it on Lilith, or I could blame God for making me this way, or I could just try to figure this out. And that's like, can you just stand by while I'm working on me? And I've always said it since the beginning. Dude, there's no way you're going to understand what's going on. Can you just hold me and let me cry and figure this out? I will figure this out. I do every fucking time. But, like, every time it's a new challenge. Like, this is some shit. That's where it's hard. You're being a spirit stuck in a body that's limited by its beliefs. And you're trying to stop the way it thinks so you can change the way it acts. And it's not something you can do overnight. You can't pull all the cords. There's trillions of neurons that run through your body, bro, that we're fucking trying to reprogram. It's a nervous system, bro. It's electricity that's running through all parts of your body. We're putting higher vibrations of electricity. We're taking out electricity. It's like a dialysis of electricity. The God particle is what he's saying. That's nice. Alright, let's go back to this. Now is not a time to act, but to retreat, think, and meditate. If you find your dreams and intuitions are very powerful at this time, the other world may be trying to break through with small signs and unexpected encounters that you should take note of. Your views are changing in your life with them. You are about to undergo a new level of enlightenment and spiritual development. That's what happens. You go into full darkness and you come out a completely different person. I'm just kind of worried right now that all transparency, I'm worried that that person's not going to be on the other side when I get there. I went through a really dark one. I think I pushed this person away. And I want to hate myself, but it's like, I just became aware of it, dude, this morning, and I'm still doing it. Fuck! You can't change it that fast. If I'm not running away, I'm pushing them away. So no, I didn't run, I pushed. And that's that moment where you can just have compassion. You're like, you're working on it. It's gonna be okay. You may be inspired to be creative, and this is a particularly good time for poets and writers. You know, you bastards are probably writing a sad love song to my shit always. I don't want to hear it. Killing me softly. The High Priestess can be a noble spiritual woman that enters your life, either as a friend, teacher, or lover. I'm not doing so good in the love department. I love everyone. I just don't love myself enough is what they're saying, and that's what's standing in my way. Who can show you the world of the mystical, erotic, and spiritual? She may, however, block you from moving ahead too far, too fast, and this is part of the wisdom. To see too much at once is to overwhelm you and invite madness. I mean, I'll be trying to shove the apple down your mouth, but then I'm like, be careful, don't choke. It's not time for jokes. Did you hear that? They got jokes. They always got dirty jokes. They're not helping. Hawk, you're not helping. He's very encouraging, but not when I'm trying. I mean, he means no harm. He's just trying to make me feel better about the shit I don't feel so good about. There's something that you're not seeing. The psychic insight you're receiving may be confusing or misinterpreted. You may be plagued by bad dreams and nightmares. Perhaps you're not listening to your intuition and ignoring something you know deep down to be true. It may be that you are too busy with everyday concerns to pay attention to your emotional or spiritual, or perhaps you've completely retreated from the world to spend all your time navel-gazing and you're not paying attention to real life. I'm stuck in both. I'm like going from extremes. It's so hard to reboot yourself after stuff like this. I literally had just gone through the job. I didn't even know where I was supposed to go until I got thrown into another one. And when it happened, all I saw was Fortuna. It's like, dude, we just got thrown into some bullshit. I'm very not grounded in what is going on, and that's why I turned to the cards. The reverse High Priestess also means you've been gaining occult knowledge on a superficial level without any true significance. This is you, fucking Wolfman, to others, and it can indicate a charlatan. Yeah, you use, drinks and dates. I can't believe you. Whatever. She can also mean that you failed to come to terms with yourself as a woman, or if you're a man, it can indicate you're over-emotional and make yourself a doormat to others. Jeez, they really fucking called us out, right? Just, I feel all the mistakes of being Lisa. It sucks. Lisa had a terrible life, and it's not, she had to literally turn her mind off and her heart off to make it through. And trying to, go through life, the mind just turns on, and the heart is filled with so much pain. She carries so much pain. I'm trying so hard to go in one direction, but everything of this life's experience is so overwhelming in the way of just going forward. And you look at it, and it's like, she hit it so well. I say I, but I wasn't in control. I could say I, but I wasn't Lisa. I just live in the feelings and the thoughts of who Lisa was. I spent a lot of time understanding who this girl was, what kind of life she lived, how she interacted with people. I get witness to who Lisa was. And, when you're met with that kind of shit, I guess even if I wasn't, the soul with such higher understanding, you can't do nothing but meet it with compassion and forgiveness and understanding. It's like, dude, I'm sitting there earlier and I'm like, dude, I am such a fucking mess. Meaning Lisa is such a fucking wreck. Like, trying to sort through all of Lisa's thoughts and feelings seems literally impossible. This is going to take me an absolute lifetime. Every time they come to the surface, they fucking blow me away. And I feel like I cannot live in this body another day. How the fuck did she live for 39 years carrying all this? And then you wake up and you realize Lisa is me. And it's still in here. It's in here with me, her experiences, her suffering. I sit in here with it. That's all I've been doing for 3 years, is sitting in the pains and sufferings of Lisa's mind and inside of her, her body, stuck in her body and her mind. That's where you're like, you take away all this spiritual and you stand back in science and medicine. And that's where the real conversations are like, holy shit. Yeah, bro. I'm not the thoughts. I know where they come from. It's crazy, right? But that's how she made it. The mind split, and she could put it in pockets of her mind and create a new reality where she could walk in as a new, you know what I mean? That was that split personality disorder. The conscious would split, and she would hide it and become something new. She would run away and completely as the fucking phoenix, burn her life down and be reborn in a new identity of her own creation, and just start a new life and act like nothing ever happened. Have a new career, change her name, change her hair, change everything. 28 states. in Mexico. She traveled, trying to run away from her pain and find her way. She tried everything. So, you know, when I became the singer and songwriter, it was like unbelievably perfect. I've always been very protect and highly favored, so they called me lucky. But when it was the Phoenix, it's like, dude, you've been doing this your whole life. Destroying your life and starting new ones. And it was so true. And when my dad said that, he's like, you're just like your mom. You just fucking travel all over the fucking place and this, that, and the other. And I felt it. I could never find a place home. As soon as I would make home, no sooner than I made it, I would destroy it and have to start all over. It's been a way of life. It's been the only way of life I've ever known. So naturally, in the spiritual form, I can tell you how to endure this because it's all I've ever known. And then you go back to Lilith and the idea of playing fucking wife and living in someone's house. I see it as a trapped dungeon, a mausoleum, a grave. That's where all this comes from the universe that's exploding inside of me. I mean, there's me, and then there's the universe that wants to talk about what they're doing with me and with the world and how we can make it through this. And then there's me, and then there's Lisa's mind and emotions and the things that, you know, God keeps throwing at, you know, me in this life. And I just want to, like, explode out of the body and just hide in the darkness without a thought and a feeling or a whisper. There's a lot, right? Whoosh. High Priestess. Too much, too fast. Alright, spiritual work at hand. Go from the High Priestess to the Empress. That's pretty hard shit. That's what I worked on all summer. And they're reminding me I've already done this. Get back in your Empress mode. Don't be what you always be. Don't do what everyone thinks you're gonna do. And blow up. Alright. It doesn't look the same in this. That's very fucking poetic. It says the sacred feminine, which looks like Mother Mary and the great mothers of all times. Alright. I am the mother of all living things, and my love is poured out upon the earth. All life, all creation is sacred. This is the truth that you cannot challenge or change without diminishing yourself. Stop there. That's all God asked me to do, is go pour out His love on the earth. You cannot challenge or change it without diminishing yourself. What stands in the way of me showing love to the people, he says? Lisa's mind and experiences, her pride, her unwillingness. But is it Lisa or is it Lilith? We're one and the same. Why? Because my experiences they were perfectly orchestrated for who I am in the spirit. Anyways, you are not separate from nature or above it, but part of it. All life is equal. If the death of the animals and the plants are meaningless, then so is yours. You must learn to honor all divinity in all things, and if you are to honor the divinity in yourself. The magician and the high priest have spoken to you about your spirit, but know that you are also a physical being, alive and vital in my beautiful creation, able to hear, see, touch, taste, and feel. Life is not a punishment. He's trying to make it heaven on earth, but it is very much hell on earth until we get through the hells of our own mind. I hate being human. It is punishment. Heavy is the fucking head that wears the crown. You could look at Jesus' life and say that, he had a life of punishment. He had it coming. He didn't know it. He was a faithful servant that did as he was told. It's not really punishment. It's trials and tribulations, walking through the fire. Life is not a punishment or a fallen state in which the soul has become imprisoned in matter. That's how I view it. I'm stuck here. I'm on God's fucking playground, and he wants me to play nice. He wants me to be this fucking little molded bitch. But a wonderful gift to explore and enjoy. Powerful forces have united to make a gateway for your spirit to incarnate, grow, and transform. Your whole life is a sacred journey. I know! This is fucking divine comedy. And that's what I told you. Where does all this come from? You're bearing witness to my story. The goddess took form and walked the earth. Saved the people. Yeah, that too, I guess. And I gave birth to his children and built his church and I fucking made beautiful music. And, I have this unbelievable destiny. You're killing me with this fucking plan. Is this really your plan? I signed up for this. I mean, until I got stuck in it. All sounds great when he tries to play it like that. He doesn't show you how fucking... tells you fucking it's gonna take a whole lifetime to get there. Can this just be over now? Can we just get to the end where the good shit happens? I've already seen it. Can I just have that final laugh? I'm tired of this. No, you're going to enjoy this. Which part? Sex. Get away from me. You're fucking killing me with this bullshit. Oh, come on, Lilith used to love sex. I used to love life before you put me in this body. The lady... I'm sorry. I'm not being very motherly. They're trying to put me back in the body and remind me that I'm like, lady of the night. I hate you guys. I just want to curl up in my bed with an Oreo and Pac and just, fucking thug it out. God, I hate this world. Oh, man. I'm gonna wake up again tomorrow, you know that, right? I don't die tonight. Really? Yo. There are many people that will leave this earth and be free of this fucking experience tonight. I am not one of them. And I just want to remind you, suicide is not an option. If you do that, you will be born right again. You will wake up in a baby's form or something worse. Do not do that to yourself. Okay? You just gotta thug it out too. We will rise to see another one of God's glorious days. You glorious motherfucker, I can't stand you, God. Nobody hates God like I hate God, bro. There's nobody. Nobody. You think you hate God. You don't even know God, bro. You don't even know what he has done. You don't even know, bro. You don't even know. I hate God. It's a hate love. In the essence, I can't do nothing but love him. Because it's just me and him. But I'd be hating the shit out of you, God. Oh, I do it for you. I did this for you. I created this for you. This is all for you because I love you. Don't love me so much. Your love is just awful. Then you want me to give it to people and then look at what it does. Ew, just love my people. Love my people. You people don't want it. And I don't want to give it. And they're not reciprocating it. And this isn't you and your great plans. This stupid plan. I hope you know what you're doing up there. Really? Yeah, dude, I don't feel like even talking to him right now. I'm so mad at him right now. Really? Yeah, I'm a whole child. I am the first child of God, and I hate his ass. I hate his ass. You curse God. I am the first. I curse him every day. He doesn't change it. He still loves me. He still has a calling on my life. He still wants me to be a better person and shit. My fucking cursing his life and his world doesn't change shit. as it says right here. You cannot challenge or change it without diminishing yourself. You just look stupid throwing a fit at God. I noticed that. He always wins. I don't really challenge him. I just talk a lot of shit while we do this shit. Alright, let's move on. This card speaks of the wisdom in recognizing that all cycles of life are equally valid and that all things have their season. What kind of season is this? The playoffs. Quit playing around with me, dude. That's really funny that they said that because I went from game 1 to game 2. How many games are there in the fucking playoff? This is bullshit. Do I win? The whole Spirit team was like, what kind of question is that? Alright, we're winning. I don't want to play 7 games. What is this? Russian roulette? Fucking Wheel of Fortune? I don't want to play your games, God. Hunger Games. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, I wish I could, like, take some sleeping pills or something and not wake up tomorrow. Like, not, like, forever, just not have to play his stupid game tomorrow. God, you're such an asshole. I'm gonna see you in the Astros when I leave this body, bro. You're a part of a wider world and a wider community and bear the responsibility towards them. You put all this responsibility on me, and I have to bear it. You told me to leave my burdens at the door. They're a burden. This world is a burden. Oh, God. Just lay me to sleep in that coffin. Alright. The card speaks. You're sort of morbid. I mean, it is the death process. I'm very much dying. In a reading, the lady represents mothering and growth at its widest sense. This may be the birth of a child. Oh, am I with child? No, I didn't get no dick. I freaked out. Oh, God. Business, enterprise, or creative project. And then you're like, if I just get pregnant, like any kind of pregnancy, will that do? I'm no close to any kind. Anyways, how about don't even say it? There's always the Immaculate Conception. I did all this work and I don't get any day. He's so extreme, isn't he? I wonder where I get the extremities from. Come on, God. I'm tired. The body is tired of your bullshit. She brings harmonious, creative, and successful phase in your life, full of beauty and pleasure. Relationships with family and friends are happy and loving. I mean, they might be happy and loving towards me, but I really hate myself right now. The lady also indicates good health. Yeah. I'm feeling great. You're not using your talents and abilities to the fullest if you're in the reverse, and you are stagnating. But the block is within you. The Great Mother is the all-encompassing source of life. She exists within and without you, and her nurturing flow is always available to heal, balance, and vitalize. That's what's happening. I had to come back to Earth and Mother Earth, and I told you it's Gaia, grounding. When you're being placed back in the Earth, because you're dying, ground zero, you meet Mother Earth. She does not judge or punish, only loves. Try to see your life experience as a positive, or not as positives or negatives, gains or losses, but just as things are. I don't accept how this went. This is not cool. I had no control over this day. It went super sour. I went into the darkest night of my soul, and you say it's only game 2. I'm not playing games with you, God. Anyways, I don't have a choice. If you're having relationship problems, you must look at your own behavior. This is all my fault. I have these unhealed childish behaviors that are fucking pouring out into my life. You may be unreasonably possessive or not allowing your loved ones to change or grow through fear of losing them. That could be me in general. I won't let myself do things, bro. I can't be that girl. I can't break my own rules. I can't have sex with you unless I'm married to you. Do I really want to get married? No, I don't want to. The thought of that's not a good memory either. It's weird. My brain is all fucking twisted, bro. Unreasonably possessive is not that. It's more like a way of like, you know, my mind's possessed on these beliefs of how it has to be. Allowing myself not to change or grow out of fear of losing myself. I won't let myself try because I'm so afraid of losing control. I'm not sure that I'm going to act like, you know, a sexual deviant, but I'm afraid of it. So in essence, because I don't know what I'll do, I'm trying not to do anything. And in essence, I'm denying my ability to love someone, to change and to grow. And that goes back to the whole fear of, you know, intimacy, having sex with someone. I'm afraid of what will happen. So that fear just keeps me from never allowing it to happen. I created this rule in my head that I'm not having sex till I'm married. Why? Why? Because I don't want to raise kids by myself ever again. So I believe that if you commit to me, then I can take that risk, because I know kids come with this. And I need to be sure that you're going to stick this out with me. Because sex equals babies. And so I want the whole commitment, because I see it as the whole commitment. And so I'm trying to, I guess you could say, align all my ducks. I won't experiment unless I know it's safe. Unless they check all the boxes, is what they say in those, you know, the spirituals. Unless they check all the boxes. Unless you can prove to me that you're going to be all these things, I'm not going to give you a chance. And in not giving you a chance, I'm not giving myself a chance. You like to, you know, project this shit, but you gotta see, you gotta get in where you fit in and see this for what it is. Depending on surrounding cards, the Lady Reverse can indicate problems with your fertility. Oh, we're all in the sacral for sure. What's the outcome, God? Ooh, did you see my rose fall? Wow, that's creepy. 9 of coins. Interesting. Interesting. We're in our reality, at least. We're still in reality. The 9 of Pentacles is an auspicious card and always brings reassurance in a reading. Everything is flourishing, including your finances, health, and relationships. You have worked hard and made many sacrifices for your success and independence. But now you can afford to relax and enjoy yourself more. Take pleasures in the fruits of your labor and the finer things of life. Have some fun. I mean, in the middle of all of that, you know, I got all kinds of money in. I don't know what's going on. I got all kinds of money in, and everything else looks, you know, my horizon still looks good. It's just my internal world doesn't look so good. It doesn't look good from the inside. The outside's fine. Everything outside is flourishing. It's the inside that's dark. The insides of my mind and my feelings. Alright, so you'd like to enjoy yourself, relax and enjoy yourself, but you're not able to. You may not be as successful as you wish, or need to carry on working hard, even after you begin to find it's a struggle. For the sake of your health, find a way to slow down and to look after yourself better. Well, that's it too, is I got myself real deep in these thoughts, dude, and it's like, no wonder I want to run away, and I'm not even fucking, I mean, I would be really hurt if I pushed this person away, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, bro. I'm a lot to deal with. And that's where I started with this. It's like, dude, it's gonna take a very stable man to stand next to me while I'm doing this kind of fucking healing and reprogramming. I look at Marshall, it's like I think he's the only one that knows that I'm really just a soul in this body. Everybody idolizes the body, the powers, all kinds of weird shit. I'm just a soul stuck in this body with a lot of jobs to do for God. And the soul is tired, or the body is. Well, tomorrow we have a change of energy, so hopefully that'll be better. I've already worked through all the energy I could today, which was, Lisa and reality and teaching you. And, all this stuff very much contributes to the success of what I fucking do as your teacher. Carl Jung and, all these philosophers and psychoanalysts and all of these spiritualists and all of these people that try to, imitate what the actual pathway to enlightenment is. I bring it all together over here. But because I'm a walking teaching tool. And they're making me a sharper tool, but geez, under the fire and the, you know what I mean? You know how they sharpen a knife? They put it to a rock and just keep fucking grinding it. That's what it means between a rock and a hard place. I'm just being grinded down into God's sharpest tool. Lethal, I suppose, but in essence, what are you using this tool for? This is greatness. Thanks, great God. Hey, I love you guys. I'll see you guys in the morning, afternoon, evening. I'd like to not see you right away. I'd like God to just let me breathe. But if He puts me to work, He puts me to work. Work. Later, haters.